Hello, my name is Tim Renner, and this is my EDL module for understanding my community. So, a little bit about my community, just some customs and traditions we have. A couple big events we have are homecoming and prom. Those both include some type of festival or different student activities. For prom, it's like a gallery walk to where each couple gets to come in and kind of walk down an aisle. Parents can take pictures, friends can hoot and holler and cheer for them. We have a fall jamboree, which takes place at the very beginning of our fall season at our first home scrimmage. We have all the sports teams come there for the fall. We announce them all. Just a cool event to kind of kick off the school year. Mulch Mania is a service activity that we do where different sports teams or clubs go out into the community and mulch people's yards. They get the mulch dropped off there. The students then break up into groups and go and kind of spread the mulch how the owner wants. And then we have two other service groups. We have Student Council and Club Interact. They do a ton of community service activities. And then we have Bulldogs Taking Action, which I'll talk a little bit more about later, but is really a service-based community group. Just some characteristics on Stowe. Our overall population, we have about just under 35,000 people here, with the median age being about 40. High level of high school graduation. That is something that our district is very proud of. About half the people go on to get at least a bachelor's degree. Average household income is about $76,800. And then a big companies within Stowe, or there's two different manufacturing companies, but then you'll notice the school system is actually the third largest employer. At the high school alone, we have over 120 employees. Just different communication channels that we use. Social media. Our mayor is super big on Facebook, likes to reach out personally to people in the community, members. We have active Twitter and Instagram accounts for the school systems where they share cool things going on within the schools. And then we also have free print media. It's called the Stowe Sentry. It's just a local paper that comes out once every 2 weeks. Just some community groups that are very popular. The PTA is huge. Great representation with the number of teachers that are actively involved and members of the PTA, as well as parents with kids going through the school system. We have a sports booster club that really helps to supplement some of those sports teams, as well as buying new equipment and gear that might not be in their budget for the year. We also have a huge band. Our band does various competitions. They travel to Florida every year for a competition, and they also commit to different activities around the city. It's really big in our July 4th parade, as well as our Memorial Day parade. And then we also have several churches of various denominations around Stowe. And so there's a lot of youth groups that go out and participate in the community, and those youth group members are our students. Just the leadership of Stowe. So overall community leaders, you have the mayor, Stowe School Foundation, which is local business leaders who want to give back to the school system, and then the leadership within the school system. So that's our superintendent, our assistant superintendent, our building and grounds, and then the principals in each one of the buildings. Just some different community members and leaders, city council, Rotary Club, which is actually tied to our Club Interact at our high school. Our athletic director is also a member of our city council. And then, of course, various business leaders that kind of comprise that Stowe School Foundation. Just some economic conditions kind of that make up Stowe. Our unemployment rate is actually below the national average. Our job market isn't increasing a whole lot, but it is still increasing. And then future job growth has slowed recently, but it's still a good national average income, which is above the national average, as well as median household income. So the political structure here in Stowe, there is a mayor. Like I said before, he is very active within the community. There's a city council with 7 members on it. There's 13 different city boards that make up and take care of different parts of the city, from park and recreation to urban forestry. And then we have a school board that's made up of 6 members. There's not a whole lot of social tensions here in Stowe. There is one private school, but it's a K through 8 school, and it is also loosely affiliated with us. We share busing for students who are identified K to 8. We help service them through Holy Family, but we also work proactively to minimize those social tensions. So this is where that Bulldog Taking Action group kind of comes into play. It's made up of staff members and students, and their mission statement is that students and staff work together to promote and celebrate diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that is their goal in the community, and they're getting out there, and they're kind of like our forefront people out in the community. Just some recreational facilities. We have 3 very large playgrounds around our community, with our high school housing 1,800 kids. We have a large population. We have 6 elementary buildings, a 5-6 building that has about 800 kids, a 7-8 building that has about 800 to 900 kids. So we have a lot. In addition to all of those school elementary playgrounds, we also have these other bigger playgrounds around the neighborhood. We have one skate park that's located kind of in the center of town. Bow Wow Beach is this huge dog park. There's a lake in the middle, and it covers actually over 20 acres. So dogs are free to run. There's different activities for them to go to, and for people to take their dogs to interact with others. And then we have the Metro Park trails, which actually go all over Northeast Ohio, but a ton of them run through Stowe. Stowe has also made a concerted effort to add in some biking trails. So students are able to ride their bikes, get around town, but stay off those main streets. So the power structure, really, the mayor works hand in hand with the school district and other community entities. Lots of volunteer groups from the high school that go out into the community. And then the Board of Education really does have a great working relationship, not only with the people in the community, but also with the upper administration in the school district. So our multicultural issues, again, just to highlight some of the things that Bulldogs Taking Action does, they host a Hispanic Heritage Month through the high school, Pride Month, a Black History Month, Humans of SMF, so Humans of Stowe Munroe Falls. So really they're looking to highlight local people that want to tell their story. We are also located right next door to Kent. So Kent State University has a refugee program that it's called We the People. So this past year we had, they were 2 feet wide by 4 feet tall of still frame photos of refugees that we had lined along in front of the school. And with each one of those came a story. So the refugee got to tell their story, tell a little bit about where they're from and what brought them to Northeast Ohio. And then we also have several different donation drives where they're looking to kind of help out those in need around the community. And so they run and help coordinate those. Overall, it's a pretty positive public opinion. We have not had any issues passing a levy. With that being said, we have one in November, so fingers crossed it goes well. The board meetings are regularly attended, and you get very positive feedback during those events. Even when people come and they're frustrated or they're upset about something, our board and our upper administration does a great job of listening and kind of getting back to them with the information. If they don't have the information right then, they tell them, we don't currently have the information, but we'll get back to you. And the response time has been very good. And then all of our events in the community have been very well attended. So I think the biggest slide that I could improve upon is my power structure slide. So just maybe digging into it a little bit more, maybe it's speaking with the mayor, like on a day-to-day basis, how much do you interact with the school? What do you think the people, since he has a pretty good pulse on the community, what do you think the people expect from the school district? And so I think you could do this by setting up a committee outside of the normal board meetings that can not only hear concerns from the people and come up with ways to address them, but also can hear concerns or positive, negative feedback from people within the Stowe government that can kind of give you an idea of this is the pulse of the community, this is what's going on right now, and this is where we need to improve. Now let's figure out a way that we can get through this and improve together. This unit correlates to the standard by really focusing on the understanding of the relationship between the school and the community. Once you understand that relationship, you can then build on things going forward, like having the school help out in the community through those volunteer groups, but also having the community help out and support students at school. This is very relevant to our learning. I think it helps identify, one, why your district would be desirable to live in. Secondly, it helped me to look at different ways that the school and the community interact on a daily basis. It's things that, as a teacher and a community member, I don't necessarily think about it on a daily basis. It helped me to kind of focus in and see how that is. And then figuring out ways to help continue to build that strong relationship through positive interactions. Whether, I know the big one we have coming up right now is homecoming. So homecoming is going to be a big community event where we have a parade that goes down right in front of the high school, and it ends at the high school parking lot. Well, once you get to the high school parking lot, we're going to have different carnival games, inflatables. There's going to be a student band there where it's not the marching band, but it's performers from the high school are going to be putting on shows. And then you're going to have food trucks. There's going to be a huge alumni tent, a lot of alumni activities. So just ways that you can continue to connect with the community and the school. And I think that is the biggest thing I'm trying to take away from this assignment, is figuring out ways to build up that relationship, but not just maintain the relationship. What can we do to continue to make it a better experience, both for the people in the building, the teachers, the administration, the paraprofessionals, everyone in the building, the students, and then how can we also make it a great relationship for the people in the community so they're excited about sending their kids to your building and to your district. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.